But we have on our line our guest this morning, our first guest. We got a jam-packed show, and we have on our hotline Luke Adler.
Yes.
And Luke Adler is going to speak with us about some of the security situations, and so we're going to go right to it. Good morning, Mr. Adler. How are you this morning? And
very good. Good to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning.
Now, I just want like for you to give our audience a little bit about your background. Tell us what your main focal point of expertise is. I see just from your biography, you're a former Marine, and that's gonna lay a lot of people right into your comfort zone. And,
right, Semper Fi.
Yeah. Well, I'm an old Army guy myself, but but I see that you were at Fort Benning and a few other places. So, what you took the
airborne school.
Airborne school, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That had to be a great example of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very, very fun time. Yeah, I spent 4 years in the Marine Corps. Actually went in the Marine Corps right after my 17th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
After I got out of the Marine Corps, I worked as a professional diver up and down the Midwest, up and down the rivers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got on with the civilian government, Department of Defense. I worked out there. Actually, I worked at the agency, which was called Defense Mapping at the time,
mm-hmm.
and now it's become National Geospatial Intelligence Agency,
mm-hmm.
which is one of the agencies that says, hey, Miss Hillary, you have some of our top secret information on your server.
Mm-hmm.
Then I spent 4 years in the Corps, got out, got on with the Department of Justice, and I spent 27 years as a Deputy United States Marshal. The last 9 years of my career was spent attached to the FBI working terrorism cases.
Mm-hmm.
All during that period, we worked with classified information on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So I've received a lot of training over the 33 years or so of my federal career. A lot of training handling classified documents,
mm-hmm.
a lot of time handling those documents. And I missed the class that said it was okay to go home and sit on my personal computer and chat about what I handled.
The one thing that a lot of people, it just went right over a lot of people's head, but when it was first reported that Hillary had cleaned out and deleted her email account, they talked about that some of the stuff was transcribed. It was written on, and therefore they really had to. It would really be a real hard task to go through all of that to find out whether or not there was classified information on it.
Well, that's an interesting point that you bring up, because if you'll think about it, everyone's talking about, well, the FBI has the server now,
mm-hmm.
and they got the thumb drive back from the attorney,
yes.
who had it in his secured right front pocket. So how do you access a thumb drive, or how do you access a server? You do it via cell phones, iPads, printers,
mm-hmm.
computers. We haven't heard about them seizing any of those things. When the FBI showed up at General Petraeus's house,
yes.
unannounced, with a search warrant,
yes.
he didn't have an option. They showed up and they went through and they got the things that they were looking for that were outlined in that search warrant.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that Secretary of State Hillary Clinton kept the FBI at bay for, nearly 6 months?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before they went and worked out a deal for them to turn over this server.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard anything about documents, printers, cell phones, et cetera, and that's how you would access that information. So,
well, the thing that I keep wondering about is that from what I know about
classified documents.
Yeah, because like I was in Signal Corps in my term in the Army, and we had very high security areas. and those areas were on a need to be or need to know basis to even get anywhere near them. And but in order to get out the information, some of the information, especially the top secret stuff, that was some of that stuff they know that she had. But there was a gentleman that was on one of the national shows that said that in order for you to bring from top secret down to secret or classified, that you would have to physically do it with a type or something like that, or either get out of that room, because you can't go from top secret down to secret in that
within
reverse
that
order.
system. That's correct.
So obviously, all of this stuff that was classified as top secret or above had to be done knowingly. It's no accidents there. It has to be, somebody has to transfer this stuff.
Yeah, not just that, Phil, because it was intertwined with her personal email. So we know that you can't have something like that intertwined with your own personal emails.
Exactly right. And I saw Rudy Giuliani. I don't know if you saw that same show, but he was saying that there are some things that were going on with money transfers and promises of money transfers and things like that. That is basically corruption.
Well, and you look at it, one of the things, as you well know from having a clearance before, one of the things the government looks at is what kind of undue influence does this person get from foreign governments?
Yes.
Well, we know that by her own statements that she has a huge foundation that receives millions and millions of dollars from foreign governments while she's in this position of being Secretary of State. Another thing that rises to the top, anytime you deal with classified information in that classified world, if the information has to do with a foreign government, the presumption is that that information is classified. Well, as Secretary of State, that's the totality of what she does, dealing with foreign government.
Exactly.
Additionally, discussing military operations or military equipment or assets that we have out in the field. Additionally, you talk about anytime you deal with a source. Like if I've gone out there and I've talked to someone, I've recruited them, if they're a source, the presumption is the evidence or the information that they give me is classified to protect that source. And I think we know now the discussion from OIG is saying, hey, we looked at this, a quick snapshot, and 10% of everything she talked about was classified. And then of her own statement, she's talking about contacting Sid Blumenthal, and she refers to him as a source.
Yes.
We know at the time that he's working with the Yemen government, trying to work side deals.
Yeah.
Everything that you look at says, wow, this rises to the presumption that this information is in fact classified.
Yeah.
And she's saying, well, I didn't classify it. I didn't see it as classified. And here's the thing. She didn't do this accidentally.
No.
It didn't say, you know what, I hit the wrong button. It ended up on my server.
Yeah.
She intentionally set that up. She intentionally set it up, willfully set it up, and now she has accessed classified top-secret information on that server. That wasn't an accident.
Well, the one thing that that is not mentioned is Bill's role in this. He got a lot of money from doing speeches and stuff like that around the world. But before he got to be the husband of the Secretary of State, he was the president. And what never went down good with me was when he allowed the low sulfur coal that was out in Utah and turned it into a national monument type thing and put it off reserve, and now Indonesia is leading the world in low sulfur coal. I'm just wondering how much money was interacted from Indonesia to these people. I mean, because there's no reason why he should have ever taken that coal out of circulation. You know,
right? And you would think that she, as the Secretary of State, had involvement with these foreign governments.
Yes.
The same time he has involvement in these foreign governments, and all of a sudden, his speaking fees shoot through the roof, and the server was set up so that no government official could look at it and have access to it before they hit the delete button.
Yes.
That's not an accident.
Yes.
That is intentional. We have people who are sitting in prison today as we speak who have mishandled classified information, not even to this scope.
I got one more couple of questions I'd like to ask you. We're coming up on the bottom of the hour break. Could we ask you for a couple of more minutes, and then we'll let you go right after the break?
Oh, absolutely. For you guys, the world. I'm supposed to be here at the roundtable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, right as of now, the question is.
Oh, it looked like we still have a few more minutes before break. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that we could. But what I would like to know is in terms of, do you think that the FBI, since they are involved in this now, do you think that they are reading the do's and don'ts to Hillary's staff and some of those people in the State Department? Because in order for some of that classified information to come out, somebody had to do it in the State Department. But I just want to think about that, and we'll answer that after the break. If you'd like to join in on this conversation right quick, that number is 734-822-1600. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages.